Rumors are swirling about a hidden Selena track, a song that may have never been meant for public ears, allegedly filled with lyrics that sound a little too personal and very Bieber-specific. Now here's where it gets interesting. Justin heard it. And let's just say his reaction was not what fans expected. Some say he got emotional, others claim he stormed out of the studio. So is there really a secret song from Selena? Or are fans reading between the lines a little too hard? Justin's reaction. To understand why Justin's in his feelings so hard, we have to remember the major role music has played in their whole love story. Both Justin and Selena have been using their art to communicate their feels for years, basically having a musical conversation across multiple albums and eras. From his Nothing Like Us to her Lose You to Love Me, their tracks have often said more about their real feelings than any Notes app apology or Red Table Talk ever could. This newly discovered track apparently continues that musical conversation, but with a level of realness that insiders describe as impossible to brush off. The song reportedly contains references to private moments that only the two of them shared, creating an emotional time capsule that hit Justin right in the feels, despite all the years that have passed. According to those with insider access, Justin's emotional processing eventually led to a vulnerable conversation with Hailey, not giving confrontation vibes, but more of a check-in about emotional baggage and the struggle to fully move on from formative relationships. Sources claim Justin was transparent about finding the track and his reaction to it, while trying to reassure Hailey that his feelings were about processing his past rather than questioning their present. To put this convo in context, we need to look at the Suez timeline of Justin's transition from Selena to Hailey, especially their speed run to marriage. After his final breakup with Selena in early 2018, Justin reconnected with Hailey, proposed in July, and married her by September. A timeline so fast it would make even Love is Blind contestants say, maybe slow down. This whirlwind situation got even messier when Selena dropped Lose You to Love Me in October 2019, with lyrics that read, Justin for filth, in 2 months you replaced us like it was easy. The song's release prompted Hailey to share a screenshot of Summer Walker's track, I'll Kill You, on her Instagram story timing she swore was coincidental, but the internet collectively side-eyed as a not-so-subtle response to Selena's track. Hailey has consistently been in her denial era about any overlap between her situationship with Justin and his Selena chapters. On Call Her Daddy, she addressed the homewrecker allegations directly. Despite these receipts, the timeline discourse won't die, especially since Justin and Selena had that brief reunion in early 2018, literal months before he put a ring on Hailey. This reunion has spawned some wild theories, with some blind items suggesting it involved a secret pregnancy situation, though these claims are giving major trust me bro energy and should be taken with a whole shaker of salt. What's clear is that the speed run from Selena to Hailey left major emotional plot holes, creating trust issues that continue to haunt the Biebers' marriage to this day. The discovery of Selena's hidden track isn't just a random blast from the past, but reopens all those unresolved questions about Justin's true feelings. The conversation between Justin and Hailey reportedly went deep, addressing not just his reaction to the song, but what it revealed about his emotional processing. Sources say Justin tried to frame his reaction as appreciating a significant chapter in his life story, rather than wanting to restart it, while Hailey expressed understanding but natural concern about how intensely the track affected him. This talk apparently touched on Justin's creative expression about Selena through the years, including songs and interviews where he's referenced her as fundamentally important to his story, and implied their connection was giving soulmate energy. For Hailey, these expressions aren't just ancient history, but ongoing emotional processing that potentially impacts their marriage, a perspective that hearing about the hidden track seemed to confirm. Those with insider access report that Justin's approach to this conversation showed major growth from his problematic era, neither gaslighting about his emotional reaction nor letting it threaten his commitment to Hailey. This balanced response suggests he's evolved from earlier phases, when emotional regulation was clearly not in his skill set, especially around Selena-related feelings. Despite this growth, Justin's strong reaction to the track reflects the complicated reality of experiencing your most formative relationship in the public eye. For Justin, who literally grew up with Selena during his most transformative years, her artistic perspective on their shared history naturally hits different than just another song in his Spotify recommendations. This response has been amplified by stan culture dynamics, where Team Selena and Team Hailey armies continue to analyze every interaction for hidden meanings. The news of Hailey's pregnancy, for example, got partially hijacked by Selena trending conversations, rather than focus on the Biebers' major life update, a public reminder that this triangle continues to live rent-free in pop culture. The conversation following Justin's emotional reaction reportedly touched on his mental health journey as well. Justin has been open about his struggles with depression and substance use, and sources suggest these challenges remain part part of their daily reality. Finding Selena's track may have triggered not just nostalgia, but complex emotional processing that connects to his broader healing journey. For Justin, this experience likely represents a chance for emotional integration, acknowledging the major impact Selena had on his life while staying committed to his future with Hailey. While he's publicly in his Hailey era, his reaction to the song suggests he's still processing parts of the Selena chapter in ways that remain significant to his identity. The conversation's outcome remains private, but sources suggest both Justin and Hailey reached a vibe check of mutual understanding, even if the emotional complexity revealed by this experience continues to resonate. This pattern, deep feelings, real talk, and ongoing processing seems to reflect Justin's growth in recent years, showing a more mature approach to handling complicated emotions. These questions go beyond just reacting to a song to the core of Justin's life journey. Has he fully processed the emotional lessons from his Selena era? Does his intense response to her track suggest unresolved feelings, or just the natural impact of revisiting formative experiences? And the real question, can he honor the significance of that chapter while fully showing up for his life with Hailey? I think at this point we need to unpack the whole timeline of this Justin, Selena, and Hailey drama. Flashback. The Gelena era, that's Justin plus Selena for anyone who's been living under a rock, kicked off around 2010 to 2011. What followed was the ultimate toxic on-again, off-again situationship that basically defined an entire generation's view of romance. Their relationship was giving whiplash for nearly 8 years before finally wrapping in early 2018, creating some of the biggest stan wars the internet has ever seen. When asked about peak moments from his teenage years in an interview, Justin dropped this major truth bomb. That confession is major T, considering he's literally married to Hailey now. No wonder this hidden track is hitting him so hard. The memories are clearly still core to his identity. Enter Hailey Bieber, née Baldwin, total Nepo baby and daughter of actor Stephen Baldwin. Her origin story with Justin dates back to 2009 when she was just 13, getting the ultimate fan moment backstage at the Today Show, thanks to her dad's connections. What looked like an innocent stan encounter was allegedly the beginning of a master plan that would make even Kris Jenner take notes. The receipts have been piling up, suggesting Hailey's pursuit of Justin wasn't just giving fate vibes, but major calculated energy. A former Bieber superfan exposed the tea on YouTube in 2019, claiming Hailey would literally DM fan accounts begging for Justin's location, then book rooms at his hotels, or hit up restaurants where he was eating to engineer these random meetups. The dedication is giving major You vibes, but make it Hollywood. Hailey's gameplay extended to her friend circle too. By 2014, she'd managed to get tight with Kylie and Kendall Jenner, who were already in Justin's orbit. This alliance was a 5D chess move that got her direct access to Justin's world without having to rely on stan accounts for his whereabouts. As Hailey secured her spot in Justin's life, internet sleuths started noticing the most sus pattern. She was literally morphing into Selena 2.0. The evidence is absolutely unhinged, from identical fits and poses on Instagram to matching tattoos. The dupe behavior was so obvious it spawned thousands of side-by-side TikTok compilations. One of the wildest moments? In June 2015, Selena debuted a new tattoo behind her ear, a tiny G for her sister Gracie. Then, just 12 days later, I'm not even joking, Hailey popped up with an almost identical G tattoo in literally the exact same spot. Hailey claimed it was for her pastor's daughter Georgia, but the timing was giving major copycat energy. This dupe behavior has continued throughout their whole marriage. In 2019, Hailey debuted a J tattoo on her ring finger that eagle-eyed fans immediately clocked looked suspiciously similar to a ring Justin had given Selena back in 2012. The conspiracy theory girlies were absolutely feasting. Even in her business ventures, Selena's influence is living rent-free in Hailey's choices. Her cooking show, What's in My Kitchen, got dragged for its uncanny similarities to Selena Plus Chef, which dropped 2 years earlier. From the production aesthetic to the entire format, even down to featuring their grandmas introducing recipes, the parallels were so obvious that TikTok detectives had an absolute field day. This pattern of apparent dupe behavior has fans wondering if Hailey's interest in Justin was genuine main character energy, or if she was just desperate to secure Selena's spot. The truth is probably messy and complicated AF, as these things usually are. What's crystal clear, though, is that despite Justin putting a ring on Hailey, Selena's presence continues to haunt their relationship like that girl from The Ring. This is painfully obvious in Justin's own interviews. He's literally described his relationship with Selena as so in love, nothing else mattered, which is absolutely savage considering his current wife probably watched that clip. In one particularly cringy interview about relationship struggles, Justin's frustration is giving major Selena flashback vibes. The song in question never got officially labeled as Selena coded, but the lyrics had the Selenators convinced. Justin's weird non-answers just added fuel to the fire of speculation about their eternal connection. And now we arrive at today's major plot twist: Justin discovering Selena's hidden track about their relationship. According to sources in their circle, when Justin first heard the song, he was completely in his feels, with witnesses describing him as visibly moved and spending hours afterward in a nostalgic spiral, looking through old memories and photos. For Justin, who spent years building his life with Hailey, this musical discovery isn't just a blast from the past, but an emotional time machine connecting him to the most formative relationship of his life. The track reportedly contains references to moments and conversations that only someone who lived their relationship would understand, making it hit different than your average breakup song. The timing of this discovery couldn't be more chaotic, dropping when the Biebers are already dealing with massive speculation about their relationship status. Recent months have seen Stephen Baldwin, Hailey's dad, literally begging followers to pray for the couple, while divorce rumors are spreading faster than that one dance challenge on TikTok. Multiple sources claim the couple might have been living separately for months, with their separate arrivals at events serving as the biggest red flag. These rumors, plus blind items alleging mental health struggles, substance issues, and potential cheating on Justin's part, paint a picture of a marriage that's giving major "we need to talk" energy. Against this chaotic backdrop, hearing Selena's intimate musical perspective on their relationship hits different. It suggests that despite the years and his whole marriage era, Justin's emotional connection to Selena still lives rent-free in his mind, a reality that creates some seriously awkward vibes for everyone involved. Now what next? The big question facing Justin isn't about choosing between past and present, it's about integration. How can he acknowledge the major impact of his relationship with Selena, clearly evidenced by his reaction to her alleged track, while fully showing up for his commitment to building a life with Hailey? This question hits different considering the extensively documented messy transition between these relationships, which still fuels internet discourse years later. This integration process is reportedly influencing Justin's creative output, with sources claiming he's been in the studio working on music that reflects these complex emotions. Rather than writing specifically about either relationship, Justin is apparently exploring bigger themes about growth, accountability, and the challenge of reconciling different chapters of your emotional story, suggesting he's in a more mature era of processing these experiences. This creative approach shows major evolution from his earlier music that more directly addressed specific relationships. Songs like Nothing Like Us, widely understood as Selena-coded, directly processed their connection, while more recent work reflected his Hailey era. His current creative exploration reportedly aims to connect these seemingly separate narratives into a more cohesive understanding of his journey. For Hailey, who has spent years securing her position as Justin's endgame, this integration process brings both challenges and opportunities. While naturally concerned about Justin's strong reaction to Selena's track, sources suggest she recognizes that genuine healing requires acknowledging rather than blocking significant past experiences. Her own emotional growth apparently allows her to distinguish between Justin processing his history and wanting to return to it, a crucial distinction for their relationship health. This perspective represents growth from earlier times when insecurity seemed to manifest in what many perceived as attempts to dupe Selena's vibe, from fashion choices and aesthetic to business ventures. While these parallels may continue, sources suggest Hailey is developing more confidence in her own identity within their relationship, potentially creating space for Justin to process his past without threatening their present. The integration process also reportedly includes therapy, with Justin continuing mental health support that addresses not only his well-documented struggles, but also the specific emotional complexities of navigating his relationship history. This therapeutic approach represents major growth from his earlier eras, when emotional regulation was clearly not his strong suit, particularly around Selena-related feelings. This personal development aside, the integration process faces major external challenges, particularly from the public dimension of these relationships. The Bieber-Gomez-Baldwin narrative isn't just personal, but a full-on cultural phenomenon, with millions invested in interpretations that prioritize drama over nuance. Perfect algorithm fodder, but terrible for actual emotional health. This public investment creates external pressure that complicates authentic emotional processing. For Justin, knowing that every facial expression, Instagram story, or lyric will be analyzed for his true feelings creates an environment where privacy essential for genuine emotional work becomes virtually impossible. Similarly, for Hailey, the continued public shipping of Gelena creates a context where her legitimate place in Justin's life faces constant questioning despite years of marriage. Even Selena, who has largely moved forward with her own life and reportedly gotten engaged to Benny Blanco, remains involuntarily part of this narrative. The persistent analysis of her every creative expression for Justin references ensures she remains connected to this story, regardless of her actual intentions or current focus. The integration process also intersects with broader patterns in the Biebers' relationship, including reports of ongoing challenges. Recent months have seen Stephen Baldwin, Hailey's father, publicly requesting prayers for the couple, while separation rumors continue to circulate. These rumors have gained traction through observations that the couple frequently arrive at and depart from events separately, suggesting possible tensions beyond the emotional complexity introduced by Selena's song. Against this backdrop, Justin's emotional response to the hidden track hits different, potentially representing not just a reaction to a song, but part of a broader emotional inventory, assessing his life journey, choices, and path forward. This reflective process, while potentially awkward for his marriage short-term, might ultimately strengthen it by allowing more authentic emotional integration. For creative individuals like Justin and Selena, artistic expression often serves as the most authentic emotional processing, creating a musical conversation that transcends typical closure. Selena's hidden track, in this context, represents not necessarily trying to slide back into Justin's DMs, but perhaps her own integration process, transforming private feelings into art that serves both personal healing and audience connection. As Justin navigates this integration process, sources suggest he's focusing on channeling these complex emotions into personal growth. Rather than seeing his emotional response as proof he's still hung up on Selena, he reportedly views it as confirmation of that chapter's authenticity and significance, a recognition that can coexist with genuine commitment to his life with Hailey. The healthiest outcome, based on insider reports, involves synthesis rather than separation of these emotional narratives. By acknowledging the major impact of his relationship with Selena, while actively choosing and nurturing his commitment to Hailey, Justin potentially creates a more integrated emotional foundation, one that honors his complete journey rather than compartmentalizing different chapters. This integration becomes especially important as Justin and Hailey prepare for parenthood, a transition that naturally triggers reflection on your own developmental experiences and relationship patterns. By processing rather than suppressing the emotional complexity revealed by his reaction to Selena's song, Justin potentially creates healthier foundations for this new chapter. For Justin, who has experienced major personal transformation from troubled young star to more centered adult, this integration process represents another step in his ongoing growth. Having committed to Hailey through marriage and upcoming parenthood, he now faces the challenge of incorporating his complex emotional history into a coherent present, a journey that requires not just emotional maturity, but genuine self-awareness and intentional processing. As Justin continues processing this unexpected connection to his past, he does so not just as someone navigating complex feelings, but as a public figure whose emotional journey has become part of our cultural conversation about growth, healing, and the challenge of reconciling different chapters of our lives. Whether his relationship with Hailey can accommodate this integration remains to be seen, but his approach suggests a commitment to authenticity that goes beyond simplified narratives of moving on versus holding on. Thank you for staying to the end. Catch more videos like this by clicking on any of the cards showing on your screen.